Ulster was conquered. The nobles came before the conquerors. The citizenry came before the conquerors, all wearing rope about the neck. They talked of humility and submission and reported that they wanted to be saved. Later on, of course, the additional issue of having it as an implement by which the punishment was indicated, or rather the symbolic penalty was indicated. That was also added on, but that is not very important. In fact, in some rituals, the Irish ritual particularly, the candidate wears this rope or cable tow about his neck only till such time he is about to take the obligation. At the time he is going to take his obligation, the master removes the cable tow, even before the obligation, tosses it aside very contemptuously, and says, only free men can take an obligation, and therefore this cable tow is no longer required. Again, implying that if you wear a cable tow about your neck, you are implying bondage, servility, submission, humility, and so on. So that's about that topic. Columns. A lot to talk about it, but let me be brief. Old-time lodges in England met in pubs, in bars. They did not have a separate Freemasons hall. They met around a dining table, a table which was more or less rectangular, all gathered around the table. The ceremony, as it were, was very short, initiation or passing, if you want to call it. In fact, there were only 2 degrees in those days, not 3 degrees. Ceremonies were very short, and the entire teachings of the ritual, of the lodge, was done by a series of questions and answers. Catechisms, sometimes called lectures. Questions asked by the master, the wardens would usually answer alternatively. The entire teaching was by those questions and answers, just as we have for our opening. We have only questions and answers for the opening, then we go on for a long series of narrative passages. Olden day lectures, olden day rituals were essentially a series of questions and answers. And the questions and answers were so many, and it took such a long time that they had to break off several times for refreshments. Have dinner, have drinks, chat for a while, relax, then restart again. And olden day Masons were not really sticklers for time. They strolled into the pub whenever they wanted to. And the inner and outer guards were not too strict. They were admitted as and when they came. And for them to know what exactly is happening within the lodge when they enter, is the lodge at labor or is the lodge at refreshment, could be easily explained to them without asking for it, asking anybody else or whispering or commenting, by having the 2 columns at the 2 wardens' places. The junior warden's column up when the lodge is at refreshment, and down senior warden's column up when the lodge is at labor. So that was the primary purpose of the columns being raised and lowered at different times. The same old habits we Freemasons also follow today, in keeping with the tradition of indicating what we are doing. Many more other things we could talk about the columns, perhaps we have time later, we'll do that. The other thing was